So I've had this hair color for exactly 1 month and it is grown out, faded and patchy, and it is probably my least favorite hair color ever to wear with my particular skin tone. Since we are deep into winter territory, I really want to update my hair color with something that is a bit more fitting of the season. My only problem is I'm about to use a formula that I've never used in my life before. I have no idea how this is going to turn out or if it's even going to look good, but I'm very excited to get my hands dirty and my hair even dirtier. I don't know if this is going to be a total fail or winter's next best hair color, but I'm very excited to try it out. I'm taking you along for the ride with me. Welcome to another hair change. I have lost all of my tan, which means that we are very well into winter territory. The hair color needs to match. This is my hair around a month after I initially colored it the most gorgeous ice burgundy eggplant shade. I absolutely loved it. The one downside to such a color is that it always ends up fading into this sort of a color. It's actually not an ugly color. This is actually so cute. The only hint that this is actually a faded color is my roots that are growing out, kind of giving away the passing of time. But if I were to just touch up the roots with this exact color, it's actually really cute. I just have two problems with this hair color. One, it is a shade of purple. I love a good maroon color as long as there is warmth to it. Anything colder leads me to problem number two, which is that it sucks color away from me. Like cold colors is not something I would recommend to icy or colder skin tones. So today we're going to be fixing both my root problem and my fading color problem with a brand new hair color that I have not chosen yet. We're about to go full scientist mode. Experiment time, baby. The big book is back. Hair dye week has now become my favorite week of my month. At the moment, I'm still very busy packing you guys' orders for Black Friday. You guys went absolutely feral for my entire wig range, so I'm working extra hard to make sure you're getting them in time for Christmas, but that means that my hair color has gone a bit longer than I wanted without a refresh. And initially I was going to take the boring route and go for a classic Stella color, which is just to top up this existing base with a semi-permanent red dye. It's also been done 20 million times before on my channel alone. I want to try something new. I was scrolling on Pinterest and I came across probably one of the sexiest hair colors ever. This is what I'm calling cold brown with a touch of red. It is almost like someone dyed their hair red but then put a slight red film over it. And then I came across 6299. I've never tried this color once in my life. I have no idea what this color actually delivers on blonde hair, let alone a color that is already rich in pigment, dark blonde, ash, violet extra, which means it is a dark, cold blonde with extra pigment of ash in it, essentially just being a very icy blonde brunette color. My best guess is that this would just create a more even but colder version of this exact color. Now, I technically don't really want that, and I'm kind of battling between two separate ideas. I can either take a very large variety of 6299 and add in a tiny bit of 5819, cold red brown, or else I can go the opposite route and go in with 5113, which is an ultra ash brunette. Being that I've tried reds about 50 different times in my life alone, and I've tried lavender gray colors maybe 4 times, I think I'm going to mix these two colors together and see what happens. Girl, oh my god, I'm excited. Are you guys excited? I have no idea how this is gonna turn out. Not an inkling. I'm excited, but I'm preparing myself fully for the reality that this might turn out so ugly or boring, because there won't be much of a change. That is a reality that I'm preparing myself for right now. Safety first. I have learned enough times by now that dermatitis is no joke. Also, I recently took on a very bizarre habit of wearing 2 wristwatches instead of 1, and people have been commenting on it much. I recently got into vintage watch shopping, so I bought up a bunch of styles that are really cute. I wet them, they instantly stop working. Now I have to wear a watch that is functional because I do actually like to know what time it is, but I don't like the look of. And then I have to pair it with the vintage watch that I do want to wear on the day that does not work but is really cute. This is our style. I like it. Maybe we'll start a trend. Bow. I'm gonna start with 5113, and in my last video where I colored my hair, I used way too little dye. Spoiler, you need a lot of dye even if your hair is short. 100 grams of dye total. So I'm going to use 1 tube of 5113. Yeah. That makes 52 grams of dye with 1 entire tube of 6229. So one thing I don't like about Schwarzkopf dyes is that if you don't use them for a long time, they will explode from the other end. So now I have dye leaking out from the up end of the tube, and I'm trying to squeeze it out from the lower end of the tube. But anyways, 25 grams so far of 6229. Initially I was scared that the end color is going to be way too cold, like it's just going to turn icy. And then I realized that I'm not an idiot and my color theory training popped in. My base at the moment is still pretty heavily purple. Like it is still a very, very impactful base that is going to affect the end outcome of the color. So even though right now I'm literally just putting on light brown Sandra Extra Matte paired with dark blonde Ash Extra Violet, basically the most cold versions of each color respectively. Because I still have a lot of purple in my hair, I'm anticipating that the end outcome is going to be just a red-brown version of a brunette color, but still with purple somewhat present in the color. That is my prediction for this color. Hair can be unpredictable. You have an idea of what will happen in theory, and then practice comes in and you'll recognize that, oh, that hair color that I applied on my hair 6 months ago still affects the end color right now. So the best we can do is understand what it is we are applying onto our hair and hope that our formulation and our proper past history is correct, and also go into it with an open mind. Like if you're changing your hair, you have to be open to the fact that it might turn out different than what you have in your mind. But anyways, I'm here to find out what happens if you put 2 super cold colors on a base that is already pretty cold. I think it's going to be colder, and I'm here for it. Might not work out at all with my skin tone, that being said. Woo! So far, this is giving me nothing. Oh girl, give us nothing. It's actually giving copper. I asked you guys what color you guys wanted to see me wear, and the toss-up was very much either go colder and browner or go orange and copper. And I was like, you guys are no help at all. That is when I turned to my trusty friend Pinterest for inspo. Equal parts 20 volume developer to activate our dye, and volume is all you need. The very first thing that my hairdressing instructor told me was to not dirty your brush, and I'm here making an absolute mess. Sorry to my instructor. Boom. Let's dye our hair. Here's my hair before the transformation. And here's what it looks like after. Haha, just kidding. I have no idea how it looks yet. I'm just going to immediately assume it's gonna look amazing. Oh my god, that's what it turned into? Wow. Anyways, let's dye our hair. Are my roots going to be a different color than the rest of my hair? Absolutely, 100% yes. I was always curious what hair dyeing sounds like ASMR. Is it yummy? I feel like I don't give enough credit to Framar, the hair brand. I almost always exclusively use their bowls and their hairbrushes when dyeing my hair, and even their sectioning clips and their foils. And I remember once they sent me a PR package the size of my head back in 2021. I kid you not, I'm still using the same exact stuff. If you are just starting out your hair journey and you are looking for good tools, get that. Look. Well, you can't see it. Somewhere it says Framar. It's just entirely covered up. See that gray? I have no idea what this is going to turn into. The level of no idea that I have is incalculable, but simultaneously with it, the level of excitement that I have for this, I know it's going to eat. That missed my eye by a centimeter. Especially you don't get it in your eyes if you're wearing contact lenses, which I am. Shop them now from TTDI and use my coupon code to get 10% off. I kind of one day want to do a live stream where people bet on what the end outcome of a hair transformation will be whilst they are watching me apply the color in real life. Because I feel like right now, all bets are on. It could go gray. It could go just more purple. It very well might be. It might remain the same, although I don't think so because I'm already seeing that it's depositing color right there. Maybe it'll turn a bit like gunmetal-y. I couldn't tell you. Front root section applied. What is it looking like? Like, I have no idea. What is it going to turn it? Oh my god, my roots are so gonna be hot roots. They're gonna be hot roots. Oh my god, am I gonna give myself hot roots? It doesn't look like I am because here it looks like it's depositing super well. With every fiber in my body, I have no idea what color this is going to turn into. But I'm going to shut up now and I'm going to let you just enjoy this ASMR experience because I couldn't tell you what this is going to turn into. I just remembered I forgot to take a before photo. Well. It's generating so much heat on my head. I always forget just how much of a chemical process this is. Here we are. We're starting to get a bit of that browning, but obviously we can see that it's leaving a bit more of a gray residue than it is black or true brown. So your bet is as good as mine. Let's continue coloring until we have every single strand of hair coated. This is going to stay on our heads 40 minutes, after which we are going to give it 2 really good shampoos. And we're going to follow it up with a moisturizing repair mask. Leave it on for 2 minutes, rinse it off, give it a final rinse with ice cold water. Then I'm going to show you what we are left with, which I think at this stage is going to look really, really cool. Is it any different? She is looking a ton more even. I can't quite remember what I started with, so I don't know the degree of which it changed. But I need to style it. And initially I was going to do my classic, just very voluminous blowout look. But one of the most popular eras for this particular haircut was the 20s, which was also very popular for one very particular hairstyle. Let's try it. A modern version of it. The most compact hairdryer ever. Heat protectant, which I forgot to apply.
Really? Everyone dressed up last year.
Smell over there?
timeless, elegant, and perfect for winter. What? First of all, do we get the vision? The minute I see short, dark bob, I'm like, flapper girl era. Flapper girl era, because that time popularized both really dark bobs, but also just bobs in general, that I immediately start to reminisce. This is my modern interpretation of the finger waves that were so popular at the time. I got this thing for my New York Better Than Basics launch, my 30-inch wig launch. If you haven't seen it, watch it. It's a pretty proud project of mine. But I got this for those wigs, and I was like, how does it look on short hair? Spoiler, really fucking cool. It does a really good approximation of the flapper girl hairstyles that was popular obviously from the 20s without truly mimicking that. It's kind of like we're taking inspiration from there. Obviously, given that it's very short hair, it is going to puff up. I love that. I absolutely love that. It is giving such healthy hair vibes. Like, this thing genuinely protrudes so much. I love it. If you're not a fan of this big voluminous look, this might not be the look for you, but I personally love it. This color. I did not see that much change, that much difference between what I started with versus what I was left with. That is the art, however, of these subtle hair changes. But fundamentally, I knew that what I was going to get is a subtle hair color. I definitely did not want vibrant. This is probably the best possible outcome I could have had, given that I went into this with zero expectations, but also zero idea of what exactly I was going to be left with. Like, I was like, maybe it's going to be patchy, maybe it's going to be way more burgundy, way too dark. The end result is this, I'm going to call it mushroomy, cold brunette. Like, this is, you could describe this fundamentally as brunette, but the underlying tone is definitely that of a purple, and that is most likely the color that I had underneath kind of coming through. And as I wash this here, and as it fades slowly, most likely that purple is going to pop even more. Now, the one downside is that anytime I dye my hair with permanent color, it always gets like 10 times thicker. Literally just until I then wash it a few more times. Genuinely, it feels like I have so much hair, and I'm currently in my shedding phase, but I literally feel like I have so much hair. This is it. This is what happens if you put super cold brunettes onto a purple underlying base. You get mushroom brown. I have yet to name it. I'm gonna call this, I think, mushroom brunette or cold brunette. If you are keen on replicating this exact tutorial on yourself, if you have a base anywhere similar to mine, I'm going to be linking my exact process down below, along with Amazon links where you can literally repurchase the exact colors that I use. All my 30-inch wigs are also available on stellarahair.com, so if you've been wanting to get yourself your dream wig, now is the chance, because they're likely going to sell out by the end of the year. So if you haven't gotten it yet, or if you've been looking for that perfect dream hair, literally this is it. As always, if you haven't already subscribed to this channel, join the Stellar fam and leave your comments down below as to what we should try next. Today's video was super fun, and the experimenting really got my blood churning. So now I want to know, is there anything else we want to try before the end of the year? Because I want to know. But alas, I need to go, and I need to show off my flapper girl aesthetic. I'm actually so in love with it. I'm kind of gagged. Funny thing is, the rest of my outfit is giving 90s, like literally 90s, and then we've got this on the upper half, which is comical to me. I cannot wait to show this to my mom. Anyways, beige brunette, mushroom brunette. Guys, help me out with the name. Can you comment what we should name this? Because I need to see what I'm gonna tell people this is, because it's gorgeous. I just need an attractive name for it. This is why copywriters exist. Oh my god. Bye. See you soon.